they talk the chat. They step on the rock, the man. I'm a K-back, 400K. I found out where you lay at. I got the lurking and they hate cats. Pockets stay fat. I got the from the block and they scamming, they know what banks at. I got the work on the avenue, they know what tanks at. I got the live in the mansion, they know what that. I got some that's up in the Jordan, they know what that. I came on top of the building, yeah, we had a plan. We came on top of the building, yeah, we never ran. Down there, thought that I had a fan. Oh, hey, any 10 o'clock, got a flight out, yeah, I'm going back out to Japan. I got 2 Billy truck and a bitch door with a land. Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman. Batman, I'm best man. I got my best man. I go to hotels when I step out, yeah, your boy got a doorman. I go to nightclubs with a...
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Now here's the first carry for Amir Abdullah. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
On 1st and 10, Brooks. A dump off for Abdullah. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. A big effort that time out of Ingram. 47 yards on the ground. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Brooks to throw on 1st down. He goes underneath to Abdullah. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll bring up second down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
A second down run for Abdullah. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Here's Brooks to throw on 3rd down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
21.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He completes it to Julio Jones. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I know that's their first connection in this game, but you and I both know that Julio Jones is without a doubt his quarterback's favorite target.
Oh, yeah, Matt Ryan loves this guy, and who wouldn't?
Yeah, and the reason that he's that is because of his dependability. And quarterbacks have to have that from their receivers, meaning they know where they're going to be when they're running certain routes. They don't break them on them. They don't change them up and do their own freelance stuff and put their quarterbacks in bad situations. Matt Ryan has ultimate trust in Julio Jones.
A good pickup there, a 22. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Ryan. Forced out to his left. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. Ryan. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, lest my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, it's the 2nd time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a They'll run here with Freeman. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
2nd and goal from the 1. It's a quarterback sneak. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. It's their quarterback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are in for 6. And he's able to put it through. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed.
Super toe.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Brooks now throwing again on 2nd and 10. He's going to wind up in air, trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Thomas, the intended target.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
After the interception, here's Ryan. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Ryan. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And I think the ball's out. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Brooks, following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession. Well, call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Chris Jones in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Now Brooks throwing on 3rd and long. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Now Ryan on second down. And Jones has it over the middle. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On second down, Ryan. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 1:57 to go in this first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. First carry for their fullback. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. On second down, Freeman looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Third down, Devontae Freeman. And a short gain down to about the 33. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So a field goal try here on 4th down as the Falcons call on Matt Bryant from the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And Bryant's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
Ohio!
On first down, Brooks. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Brooks. They go screen. This is Ingram. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Now Brooks to throw. From the gun, he'll throw. Flushed out right. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Brooks throwing on 1st down. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They pitch to Abdullah. A beautiful fake. And not much running room. Down to the 32. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. He was true on his first. This a tough one. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters, as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is taken at about the 14. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
They'll run again. This time it's Abdullah. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Flex round! Flex round!
Brooks now on 1st and 10. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Brooks to throw again. Dancing to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
Now Brooks operating from the gun. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st down, Abdullah. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A toss to Abdullah. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they're hoping that the 2nd half is better for him than the 1st half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
To throw on 2nd down. Brooks. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Got some real estate inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
On the NFL scoreboard elsewhere, 3rd quarter down in Arizona. And that one a 2-touchdown advantage now for the Seahawks. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Navarro Bowman. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Now Brooks to throw. Looking to throw on 2nd down. He goes underneath to Ingram. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Buying time to his left. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
And Lutz puts this one through. And that'll bring him back within 4. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sheldon Rankins with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Steps away to his left, and it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Falcons on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Get up!
To throw is Ryan. He's got his man on the crossing route. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And some room to roam now. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. After the penalty, here's Freeman. 4 yards there on the carry. Gets it back to 2nd and 11. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now it's Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Ryan now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. From the gun, it's Ryan. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And give him 12 yards and a 1st down. A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you prime the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Falcons, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the